The actual fireworks, you can't light them off on school property or on church property, and it's also illegal to light off fireworks on somebody else's property without permission. So be careful out there, don't get caught. And then, of course, it's also illegal to use fireworks while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. So be careful with that as well. Now, if these laws are violated, you can face a $10,000 fine and possible jail time. That's huge, but I think everybody has broken one of these laws at
watch it. However, we were talking about if you have a chance at $1 million or you have a chance at 30 drawings of $50,000. And all I said was your chance to walk away with money are better odds to walk away with money because there's more chances to win money. John and Jacob disagreed because the odds daily seem to remain the same. All I'm saying is if there's 30 drawings to win money, your chances are better than if there's just one draw to win money.
So, do you play the lottery? Yeah. And are your odds any different on Wednesday or on Saturday?
No, but if I play twice instead of once, my odds to win money are better than just playing once.
Every time that you play, depending on how many participants are playing, are going to be the same. Now, if in 30 days, if somebody wins, Heather, is there a cutoff date to register for this, or can you actually...
No, you can register. They say you need to have your last vaccine. You have to by 11:59 p.m. on the day prior to the drawing. So you have up until basically 12 p.m. to register before the drawing. That drawing, they say, is going to be on or about July 6th. So you have till July 6th to register.
So you can, theoretically, if somebody wins on Monday, then on Tuesday there's one less person in the drawing. So for a minuscule amount of individuals,
You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me.
You could, your odds technically, I guess, by a few millionths of a decimal point would increase.
Let me try this.
I'm
Try this one more
giving
time.
you.
We'll go to the calls and we'll get to Phil Mickelson and the fact that he's bitching and whining a whole lot. Let me just try this very quickly.
Okay.
I come in with an apple a day for you, Johnny Jansen. But there's 5 other people in this office that want to win said apple. It's a very juicy, tasty apple. So your odds are 1 in 5 to win that apple.
Yep.
Okay? You don't win that apple,
Okay.
you lose. But then I say, John, I'm going to come tomorrow with an apple. And then the next day with an apple.
And what are my odds? What are my odds on the next day?
Those odds remain
1 in
the
5?
same. 1 in 5 are going to...
Thank you. You just said it. I think that pretty much proves my point.
No, it doesn't, because...
Can we clip that and just replay that for the rest of today? Your odds remain the same.
Let me talk.
Your odds remain the same.
Overall, your odds to win an apple eventually are better than just to win an apple on one day. How do you not get
So
this?
I'll eventually win the Powerball, is what you're saying.
You have better odds if you play it numerous times than if you just play it once.
Your odds are going to remain the same.
Yeah,
Terminology here.
You as a person...
It's the terms. You have more opportunities to win,
Guys, it's the semantics.
not better
Heather
odds.
is so
I
exhausted
cannot-
with this. Let's go.
I'm
Let's
so
Matthew,
afraid.
I have to read this
okay,
caller.
yes.
And then we'll move on, I promise. Matthew, please, you're on the ticket. Hello.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hi, man.
All right. So, I want to explain this in a more simple way.
Please.
Overall, your odds to win 50,000 are greater than to win the 1 million. And this is why. Say I'm going to flip a coin for you. So, in one scenario, I'm going to flip a coin once. If you get heads, you win. Tails, you lose. Both in the fair coin, so you have 50-50 chance, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give another scenario where I'm going to flip 30 coins. In the second situation, if you get heads, you win. By the end of the 30 flip, you're more likely to have gotten ahead than if you had done it in a single flip.
Great point. Great point, Matthew. Now, John,
But
do
your
you
odds-
understand that?
But every 30 times, your odds are 50-50.
Hey, Matthew, do you want to hit him or do you want me to? I'm closer.
I'll let you do it. But
Yes.
we're all talking about, you only have to win once, though. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Just money.
You
So,
don't
if,
understand.
if you're to flip a coin right
That
now,
your odds are
30
the same,
times,
yes.
It's a 50-50 each chance, but you're doing it 30 times. So you have a greater chance to actually win because you get 30 chances.
You haven't speechless.
No.
Nicely done, Matthew.
You're still 50-50.
Well, people are killing you on the ticket text.
That's fine. That's fine because yes, I do think we should move on from this because
Okay.
there's a lot
You're
of
wrong.
exhausted individuals. I do want to keep carrying this on because I love the struggle that you are going through right now.
No, I'm flabbergasted that you
wish
don't
that you were
understand
on
this.
Twitch. This would be amazing. But there was some controversy at the Rocket Mortgage Classic yesterday. And it all started with an article that was written in the Detroit News, and it revolved around one of the participants, and that's Phil Mickelson. And it to put a little synopsis on this, it was a sports bet that he had placed with some friends with a local bookie, 20 plus years ago. The bookie couldn't come through because Phil Mickelson and friends, and I think Jake would probably say and bros, won this bet. The bookie couldn't come through, and so there was, I think there was a lawsuit.
Yeah, and Phil's actually the victim in all this. He never got paid.
Right. And this article came out the day that they're starting the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And Phil Mickelson, who has won a bunch of majors, is a big draw for Rocket Mortgage Classic, the city of Detroit. He's going to draw people to come and watch him play at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. He is going to have a lot of sway with his compadres on the PGA Tour. If he doesn't have a great experience and doesn't want to come back, like he had said, then I think that will probably not be a great selling point for any of his friends. But let's hear from Phil
Well,
first.
very quickly, just about the article that was written by, was it Robert Snell of the Detroit News? It talks about that Phil bet with a mob boss's kid who was a notorious Detroit bookie. And the mob boss, they talk about maybe being connected to Hoffa disappearing.
Right.
I agree that the article, while I found it entertaining and interesting, it maybe did not need to be written. I totally understand that. But Phil's reaction is ridiculous.
So let's take a listen to Phil and the sacrifice that he made to be here in the city of Detroit.
So it was a lot for me to play here because I had won the PGA and then I prepared for the U.S. Open, put a lot of time and effort into the U.S. Open. I played last week at Hartford, and I'm going to be heading over to the British soon. So to play here was it was hard. I wouldn't normally do it. I usually take a couple weeks off after the U.S. Open, but I really liked what Rocket Mortgage has really tried to do with this community and get involved. And I wanted to, I felt like as the PGA champion, I would be able to bring some value and maybe help the tournament out. And I thought that, I feel that Rob Snell made an article this week that was very opportunistic and selfish and irresponsible. And I just, it's, you know, I was looking at some ways that my foundation might be able to get involved. And when you have a divisive voice like that, you can't bring people together. It's very hard to bring people together.
Starting route to 17726 Indian Street.
The people here are great, but when that's your
In
voice,
1.7 miles, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
It's hard for me or somebody to come in and bring other people and bring other entities involved to help out because you're constantly being torn down as opposed to brought together and built up.
So there's a couple things there. Obviously, his reaction, as well as offending every English teacher in the city of Detroit.
Yeah, it was very divisive.
Divisive.
Yeah, well, which is fine. We all get words wrong.
Yes,
However, Phil, wow. I mean, honestly, I gotta tell you guys, it was so hard for me to even come here to Detroit. Now, I want to play the second cut, and then we can comment, right?
Yeah.
Because then somebody asked him, I believe it was my good buddy Carlos Meneres, who works for the Free Press. They asked him, Phil, are you going to come back to Detroit next year for the Rocket Mortgage Classic? Take a listen.
It was so much effort for me to be here and to have that type of unnecessary attack. Not like I care. I mean, it happened 20-something years ago, but
Obviously don't care.
it's just the lack of appreciation. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see me coming back now. Not that I don't love the people here and they haven't been great, but not with that type of that type of thing happening.
Okay, so he's not going to come back to Detroit. He just said he thought because he won the PGA Championship,
Yep.
maybe his charity could get involved in Detroit. He likes what Rocket Mortgage is doing in Detroit. He thought maybe he and others could help Detroit by coming to the Rocket Mortgage Classic. But let me get this straight, Phil. Because somebody in the Detroit News, who does not speak for Detroit, he just wrote an article talking about Snell, about you and $50,000. You are going to cut off the people of Detroit because poor article was written about you. You are going to take your ball and you're going to go home because there was an article in the Detroit News about you making a bet for $50,000 or $500,000. Phil Mickelson, I've just lost a whole lot of respect for this guy by these comments.
Well, so hold on, and I'm glad I somewhat made fun of his use of the word divisive,
Yes.
because we do get words wrong. I'll get many wrong before we get off the air at 10 o'clock today.
Sure.
This also came out yesterday, correct? The article was written yesterday, or was it 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago. And he reacted yesterday.
And so he is. I think we all make mistakes. We also right there. I used the word also twice. Number one is allowed to have some emotions and react to this in a way that in 6 months from now, in a year from now, when Rocket Mortgage says, "Hey, can you come back?" I think he will have a chance to take a step back, think about this a little bit more, realize to your
At the next
point
light, turn
that
left.
it was one writer that does not speak for everybody in Detroit. It was an interesting article because we're all kind of fascinated with Jimmy Hoffa and the mob. There's just this fascination with it, and that it was written because he was coming to town.
Yeah.
And I just think we gotta hit the pause button a little bit, or the slow-mo button.
At the light, turn left onto
absolutely
West
throwing him
14
under the
Mile
bus.
Road, then turn right onto Inkster Road.
Under the
Right,
bus.
yes, but you're continuing to back up over top of him and then roll over him again. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it right now, but I think in another year from now, if he is still pointing to this and saying, "I'm not coming back to the city of Detroit because one individual wrote an article about me," I think that's when we can roll out the siren and say, "Hold on, that's an overreaction. You had time to think about it. You had time to move on. The emotions have settled down, and the decision that you're continuing to make is one that seems a little bit of an overreaction. Not a little bit, a lot."
All I know is
At the stop
Phil
sign,
Mickelson
turn
coming
right
to
onto
Detroit
Inkster
kind of a big
Road.
deal. Fair?
Yes.
Okay, of course. Now, I don't know. I have no
He's got to prepare for the match, which is Tuesday.
Well, you're right about that. Did Rocket Mortgage pay him to come here? I have no idea. There was the rumor that they paid DJ to come 2 years ago. I have no idea.
In 6.9
All I know
miles,
is
turn
if he
left
truly
onto
believes
West
he
7
can
Mile
help the city
Road.
of Detroit, which is awesome, which I'm all for. If he truly believes it, but yet he's going to let one article sway him from ever coming back. To me, it just says he doesn't like Detroit or he doesn't like the tournament. That's like your favorite band, like Aerosmith. Real quick, that's like Aerosmith coming to Detroit, and somebody in the Detroit News writing, well, back in the 80s, the Toxic Twins did a lot of Blow at Nemo's, right? Steven Tyler reads that article. Well, I'm not going to come back to LCA because of that article. It's stupid. And Phil Mickelson is such a whiner in this instance.
Well, we'll continue this on the other side of the break because I do have another take on this that I think will be interesting. A little bit more Phil Mickelson next on 97.1.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Duncan. Although many road projects will be suspended for the holiday weekend, keep in mind only 2 lanes will be available 75 northbound from Plymouth to 7 Mile and on southbound 75 from 8 Mile down to the Davison as part of ongoing construction. Introducing new strawberry flavored popping bubbles at Duncan. Add a burst of flavor to every sip of your favorite Dunkin' drinks. Like a lemonade, make your drinks and summer pop. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts that move you.
There's never been a better time to find out why. BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Right now, new customers have a chance to win $100 in free bets when they place a $1 moneyline wager on any NBA playoff game. If either team hits a three-pointer in the game, you'll win $100 regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use bonus code TOMM100 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. Get ready to turn the playoffs into payoffs. Sign up now and discover BetMGM's boosted odds specials, daily promotions, and so much more. We've also got baseball going on right now. If you want to get in on a bet on the Tigers, or what about college football futures or professional football futures, golf, NASCAR, there's action galore at BetMGM. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code TOMM100 to win $100 in free bets if a three-pointer is made in any NBA playoff game. It's always showtime at BetMGM. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Must be 21 years or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Credit Karma Money. Progress starts here. 7 years ago, Shabazz Napier, who led UConn to the NCAA championship told reporters, there are hungry nights that I go to bed and I'm starving. That era is over, folks. With college athletes finally free to commercially exploit their own names, images, and likenesses, race for a barrage of offerings, from non-fungible tokens to autograph sessions, apparel sales, and car endorsements. Whereas athletes were once paid under the table, they can legally begin pocketing 5, 6, and 7-figure deals. Where's this all heading, you ask? High school prospects can also cash in immediately, and colleges recruiting them now must demonstrate how much they can earn. Some athletes might stay in school longer if they can make more money there short term rather than as an unproven professional. And of course, the U.S. Supreme Court indicated it would welcome further challenges to other restrictive NCAA rules, which could ultimately mean student-athlete salaries. I'm Omar Esiason.
Credit Karma Money is a brand new checking account where you can win daily instant Karma purchase reimbursements on items up to $5,000. Now, when you make a purchase with Credit Karma Money through July 23rd, you'll automatically be entered to win $1 million. Visit creditkarma.com/winmoney to open your free account and start winning instant Karma. That's creditkarma.com/winmoney. Instant Karma is sponsored by Credit Karma. No purchase necessary. Exclusions and terms apply. See rules. Banking services provided by MVB Bank Inc. Member FDIC. Maximum balance and transfer limits apply.
Guys, you can enhance your bedroom performance without a prescription with Legends XL. Legends XL is clinically shown to promote blood flow within 60 minutes the first time you use it.
Legends XL.
Its powerful nitric oxide booster helps promote the blood flow, stamina, drive, and confidence when you need it. Look, it works for me, it'll work for you too. So just try it.
Legends XL.
Legends XL, available at Walgreens and other fine retailers. Complete info at ProPhaseLabs.com.
Stuck in an expensive timeshare contract and feel like there's no way out.
I'm almost at $10,000 in 4 years. I've never traveled anywhere.
They made this sound that this would be a really good deal, that I could go anywhere, anytime I wanted to. That never worked out.
I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO of Wesley Financial Group. I've helped thousands of people get rid of their timeshares. I know all the tricks because I'm embarrassed to say I once worked in the timeshare industry. We've saved suffering timeshare owners millions in debt and maintenance fees. When you're approved as a client, I guarantee you a 100% success rate. We'll get you out of your timeshare, eliminate your payments, and get them off of your back permanently.
I honestly would recommend that you call Wesley Financial. They will help you.
Call Wesley Financial Group now for your free information kit. If they can't get you out of your timeshare, you'll pay nothing. Call 800-611-5252. 800-611-5252. That's 800-611-5252.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's Cars for the Cat. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
Also accepting real estate donations.
You have $1 million home? I got $1 million buyers lined up. Hi, it's Mark Z with PXP.
Get amped for big games with the best tracks from rock and more. Troy Hughes Stadium Anthems, the new Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today. And the ticket signing bonus, $1,000 11 times each weekday. Powered by BetQL. Win more and cash in more with the help of BetQL. Download the BetQL app today to learn more. That's BETQL. Listen for the keyword at half past each hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Text that keyword to 72881 before the end of that hour. Message and data rates apply. And you could win a $1,000 signing bonus on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Tony and Jansen.
So we are currently talking about the reaction that Phil Mickelson had in regards to an article that was in the Detroit News on Wednesday. We are now at Friday. We heard from Phil Mickelson yesterday. And he talked about the sacrifice that he made to be here in the course of a season. And here's the other thing that I just want to bring up. And I think that it was an overreaction. And I mentioned this in the last segment, right? 6 months from now, I think he'll probably have a different take on this. If you were to ask him a year from now, I'm hoping he has a completely different take on this when he has a chance to spend some time and think about this. But Rocket Mortgage to draw the superstars of golf. Right? Bryson DeChambeau last year won it. He's back again, and he had a rough first day, but it's a big draw. Having Phil Mickelson is a big draw. Why would we want to make it uncomfortable? Whether or not you agree with this article, why would you want to make it uncomfortable? As Rocket Mortgage, as Phil mentioned, is doing great things for the city of Detroit. Why would we want to make it hard on them to continue to draw PGA players?
I'm happy Rocket Mortgage is doing great things for the city of Detroit, and I like the tournament, but it is not the Detroit News' responsibility.
I 100% agree.
Keep Phil Mickelson happy. Okay, how many negative stuff is written all the time about any individual, and to react like this to cut off Detroit because Snell wrote an article? There's got to be more, Phil. There's got to be more, and I'm sorry that you have a busy schedule. You get paid millions of dollars to play golf, and I'm not saying it's easy because obviously it's not.
And if you were to win,
here,
it's going to be like $7.5 million. So it's not like he's not coming with
well, the winner gets
incentive.
like 1.3.
Right, yeah, oh, yeah.
Right, but yeah, it's a total pot of whatever. But no, I just think his reaction is ridiculous. I think it's even more ridiculous that people are blaming the writer Snell as to, I see it all over Twitter. Oh, you're such a jerk. You make it so Phil Mickelson doesn't want to be here. So are you? He can write whatever he wants. It's an interesting story. And by the way, it's factual. Like, you can think it's old news, but both Phil's representative and Phil said, yeah, it happened. What's the big deal? Phil, by the way, did nothing wrong. He just laid it back. Who cares?
Right.
It's not a big deal. So why is he so offended? There's got to be something more, I feel.
I agree that there probably is something more. I just don't understand the timing of this. Like, why it is old news. And even though it is interesting in regards to, the mob and betting and all of that goes into it, it is interesting. I just don't understand the timing of bringing up old news.
Here's a couple quick ticket texts. I think Rieger's overreaction is worse than Phil's. Chill out, Jeff, Nick, and Hope. There's another one. You guys are just defending this idiot at the news. That's because you're in the media. He's writing garbage to try to get a few likes on Twitter. Newsflash. Any article ever written is written with the intent to have people read it. So if you want to say, oh, that's just clickbait, duh. How do you think the papers get paid? Of course, everybody does clickbait. You talk about what people want to talk about. This guy wrote an article that he felt was interesting. Yes, Phil's in town. I don't think his intent was to piss off Phil Mickelson. I think his intent was to write an article that people wanted to read and thought was interesting. God forbid. I think it's hilarious that people are blaming the writer as to why Phil doesn't want to return to Detroit. How about this? Blame Phil. It's ridiculous how Phil reacted, in my opinion.
Again, I thought it was an overreaction. But I also think that we need to wait 6 months and a year. If he doesn't come back next year and he is pointing to this as the reason why he's not coming back, then I think we're looking at a big overreaction.
You want to hear a couple more ticket texts? We have some calls coming in, then we can move on. Good morning, guys. I don't blame Phil for being pissed now, wanting to come back. He's telling the truth. He didn't want to come here. He didn't need to come here. This is probably one of the worst tournaments on the PGA all year long. Thanks, Rob Snell. At least we'll have Ricky Fowler. He stinks. Well, first of all, you'll have Bryson, too, because he is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Second of all, Phil can come back if he wants to come back. Again, it's so silly to not come back to Detroit if that's the true reason, because somebody wrote, in his words, a divisive article. I don't know why, but Phil really annoyed me. And I'm a big Phil fan. I thought it was awesome when he won the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
But how he reacted, oh, woe is me. I went through so many hoops to be here. Oh, my goodness. It's annoying.
But I think in that text, it's not one of the worst tournaments on the tour. It's one of the youngest tournaments on the tour. And I think that's something that we're continuing to miss in that is Rocket Mortgage Classic wants to continue to draw big names. You continue to draw big names, you're going to have more participation from fans, more awareness. Everything that you're doing is going to be bigger, greater, grander.
But if Phil truly wants to help the city of Detroit, like he said he did, and if he truly wants to get his foundation involved in helping the city of Detroit, then why would you not show up again because some writer writes an article that you didn't like? It's so stupid.
But again, I think in another year, we'll see how this all plays out. We've got a lot to get to today, but and next we're going to talk about we're going to get to some of the phone calls, but we're also going to talk about the NIL that was launched yesterday.
At the next light,
turn left. The deals that did come down, and is it actually better or making college football better? We'll discuss it next. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by YC Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Follow the big names at the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Turn left
It's
onto
young
West
Davis
7 Mile
Thompson,
Road.
who's at the top of the leaderboard after one round. 9 under par, a 63 on the first day, in just his third PGA Tour event as a pro. He's 2 shots clear of the field heading into the second round, though the first round still technically not complete. Many players unable to finish due to darkness. They'll be back on the course in their original position
turn
at
right onto
7:15,
Indian Street.
with the second round already teeing off. Notable names: Phil Mickelson at 3 under par, Hideki Matsuyama and Ricky Fowler each at 2 under, Michigan native Willie Mack III firing an opening 69, Ryan Stewart of Jackson 1 under par, Ryan Graham of Mount Pleasant also 1
Turn
under.
right onto
Title
Indian
defense
Street.
of Bryson DeChambeau going to be a little bit tougher. He shot an even par and is 9 back of the leader. Schools such as Michigan and Michigan State releasing their official policies.
In half a mile, the destination is on your left.
Their own brands per the
17726
NCAA.
Indian Street.
The Wolverines making it known that they won't be responsible for seeking the opportunities for the players, nor be liable for any taxes and other costs associated with the business ventures. But both schools say they're supportive of the new movement and are assisting their athletes as much as they can. Big win for the Milwaukee Bucks, who are missing Giannis Antetokounmpo. They defeat the Hawks, who are missing Trae Young. 123-112 the final score. That's a 3-2 series lead. They are 1 win away from meeting the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals. And the Tigers will be back on the diamond tonight after a day off. Casey Mize gets the nod. They'll take on the White Sox in a 3-game weekend series before finishing the first half of the season on the road. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Stoney is off. Rigger is in his seat. We've got Jake behind the glass, the bro. We also have Heather here, John Jansen, and it is Friday. And it's a great weekend ahead of us. We've got a holiday weekend. Most people will probably have Monday off. Some of them maybe even took today off. They're on their way to preparing their celebrations. We got the
destination is on your
going
left.
on, which we were just talking about
17726 Indian
in
Street.
regards to Phil Mickelson
Arrived.
and Bryson DeChambeau. You heard in the update there. Not a great first day. Hopefully he has a much better second.